Okay, we have half of the engine case here, and what I've done is I've sprayed a little brake clean or carb clean in there, just a little. It's got some stains in it where what I believe is remnants of antifreeze, probably from the water pump leaking, probably from this spot right here, because I have it on either side, but I don't have it in this throw area, and it's kind of stained, and been working at it with the brush, and it's okay as long as it's a stain in there and it's not going to come off. Remember that this crankcase is also your intake charge case, so it has to be very clean because it's what the engine burns. The charge goes into this casing first to lubricate the bearings, and then it ports up to the cylinders and burns. Also, I've taken a razor blade, if I can find it again. There it is. And I've gently went along the edge here like this and kind of scraped. And I didn't go really far down. You know, if you go really far down, it will take a lot of the aluminum. But you can see I just gently scraped this off like this, and then I took a brush and cleaned it up, and also went around the edges and picked off any kind of little pieces like this, little pieces of old sealant. And what we're going to do is we're going to do both halves like this, clean them all up. We're going to make sure our alignment dowels are still here, one there and one there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tip this upside down, spray it all off with carburetor cleaner or some brake clean, and then we'll put our seals on our crank and we'll place the crank in place. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a slight amount of, well, I don't have Yama Bond, I have another kind of sealant. Just a very thin film around the edge where the seal goes, so when the case smashes it together, it gets a good seal. And then we're going to put a very thin film of, well, I'll call it Yama Bond for now. Oh, it's called 3-Bond. That's what I'm using right now, 3-Bond. And we're going to put a very thin film, very, very thin, on either side of the case halves, and then we'll put our crank in with our seals, and that will give the sealant time to tack. And then we'll put our upper half on our case, or upper half on our lower case, and we'll put a couple of bolts through it and snug them up, and we'll see how the whole thing rotates.